Well, Thanksgiving is a time when a lot of families will get together after maybe being apart for a long time. So, how can you make sure you have a smooth Thanksgiving get-together? Well, you ask the experts, that's how. Joining me this morning is etiquette expert and author Sharon Schweitzer from Texas with her Thanksgiving etiquette tips. Hi, Sharon.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. It's been a long time since we've been able to chat, and what a great subject. So let's dive right in. You know, it is a little different this year because some people are getting back together for the first time after the pandemic. So what kind of tips do you have to make this Thanksgiving smooth and drama-free?
Well, there are a number of things that we can do, and thank you for having me back on your show. It's always a pleasure. The first thing you want to do is when you extend that invitation or receive that invitation, make sure the communication is really clear about what the safety protocols and expectations are. So as a host, let the guests know, are you going to have social distancing? Is there going to be ventilation? Do you expect them to be vaccinated? Are the people at the event or the gathering, are they going to be vaccinated? Do you want them to have a negative COVID test when they arrive? Do you want them to have or bring masks? You know, communicate that so people can make a decision. Do they want to attend or not attend? Because remember, there are people who are immune compromised and they need to make that decision carefully. So that would be my number one tip to start with. The other thing I would encourage people to do is kind of think about your dinner dialogue. Have that prepared in advance.
Right. I mean, some people get on these little rants about anything, but especially COVID, right? And so how do you kind of put the snap down on that without being a complete, mean girl?
Right. You don't want to be a mean, but as the host, you do have the option and the grace to control the direction of the conversation. So what you can do is, as the host or hostess, say, okay, we're going to have conversations set aside and be ready. Talk about pets, potential maybe travel, talk about Nobel Prize winners, recent books you've read, whatever you may be binge watching on Netflix or Amazon Prime, or whatever TV show that you are watching. Many people are binge watching right now. A lot of the shows have come out. So that's a great one to talk about. And just be ready for that and let people know at the very beginning of the meal. You know what? We know different generations like to talk about politics. Some don't like to talk about politics. So for the peace in the family and at the table, let's just avoid that topic until after dinner when everyone can get together individually and talk maybe privately. But for the sake of everyone at the table, let's skip politics while we're trying to digest our food.
And it's a great way to, like you've said, create a toast, kind of start the meal, or a prayer, if you will, and you can kind of address some of that diplomatically within the toast or the prayer.
That's right. You can kind of set the tone, let folks know, hey, here's what we'd like to request of you. And as a guest, it behooves you, if you want to be invited back, to take the lead from the host and follow that. Now, some guests aren't going to do that, but maybe they're not going to get invited back next year.
Or maybe you have to invite Uncle Rodney to help you in the kitchen, or take him into the spare bedroom and tell him that he needs to calm himself down.
That's right.
Privately.
This isn't the time or the place.
Right.
That's right. That's
Uncle
right.
Uncle Rodney is always a problem.
Sometimes you have to have a private chat with some guests and either, offer them coffee or a little water or a little dessert and ask them to kind of segue to a different conversation or a different topic or maybe a different beverage.
Well, there you go. Sharon, you're always so diplomatic and kind and give me good tips because, I'm more the snap down, Uncle Rodney, hush kind. So we can find out all the great information that you have for us at protocolww.com for your Thanksgiving etiquette. Coming up, we're catching up with a local Goshen High School graduate who